Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today we get to take a look at the 2024 BMW 840i. This is the xDrive Gran Coupe, finished off in Dravit Gray Metallic, and it has an MSRP just over $103,000. We have a few packages to go over for this particular model as well. And underneath the hood, this has a 3-liter twin power turbo inline 6 that is paired to the 8-speed automatic transmission. This pumps out 335 horsepower, 368 pound-feet of torque. That power is sent through the xDrive all-wheel drive system. 0 to 60 is 3.7 seconds. Top speed is 155. And as far as fuel economy goes, you're looking right around 17 miles per gallon in the city, 24 out on the highway. Now, as we work our way to the exterior styling with the M Sport and M Sport Pro package, that gives it this beautiful matte black kidney grille for the entire surround. There's a forward-facing camera, plenty of cutouts as well. This also has the adaptive the laser light LED headlights with the DRLs and turn signals. There's parking sensors, front sensor for the adaptive cruise, and then a ton of cutouts to provide even more cooling, and then very nice contoured lines in that entire lower section of the bumper. Very subtle lines coming down the hood, but it blends in nicely. Now this also has a set of 20-inch wheels with that two-tone design, multi-spoke pattern as well, M Sport brakes. There's a trim piece just behind that. This also has the body-colored power folding side mirrors with the camera and the turn signal. And then there's actually two separate sunroofs. It's not one continuous moonroof. From the exterior it looks that way, but from the interior they are separate. There's gloss black surrounding the entire window trim, and then very nice lines coming down the side. BMW calls this their Gran Coupe. It is basically a sedan, but it has that coupe-like design to it, and it's stretched compared to a two-door coupe, so you just have the back seat space there. Now in back, this has LED taillights, very nice contoured line at the top of that power trunk. There's the backup camera, all the parking sensors, and then a little bit different of a gray for that entire diffuser with the dual exhaust on both sides. Now you can also remote start this, triple tap on that lock button, and it will start right up. You can also triple tap that to shut it off as needed. Then we can use the button on the key fob or the button underneath to open up the power trunk. And like I said, it's basically a sedan, so you have plenty of space. No storage underneath the floor, but there's battery access, net on one side, and you can also fold down all 3 back seats. So if you need more interior space, makes it for a practical daily driver. Just gives you that coupe-like design, of course. And then in back, we have the Tartufo interior with a 3-tone design, leather, brushed aluminum with that. This also has a sunshade too, and you can actually adjust all of them from the back. You have one for the rear glass, you have both sunshades up top, and then you have this one and the passenger. And then a little bit of space underneath. It also has the Harman Kardon sound system. M logo is also an illuminating badge, and then there's the 2-tone for these back seats. Now this is a 5-seater. Realistically, I would say a 4-seater. You could have a fifth person in the middle if you really needed to. They'd be wrapping around all of your climate adjustments for the back seats. There's auxiliaries, a little bit of storage, and some climates. And then there's storage pockets behind both front seats as well, and plenty of room at 5'10". My head is almost touching the Alcantara headliner, so if you're any taller than me, it's going to be a little bit tight. But here are the 2 sunshades for the sunroofs there. And right in the middle, we have the armrest, a little bit of storage on the back section there, cup holders, and you can even fold down this middle seat if you need a little bit more space. But super nice to be in the back. And then the front door panel has a very similar design. There's the memory seating controls, lock and unlock, all of the window adjustments, side mirror controls, even a trunk release too. And then there's only one manual adjustment for the seat. It's the leg support up front. And let's fire this back up. We have all of the crystal. We can bring this to life now. We have the M Sport steering wheel. It is heated. All the cruise and adaptive cruise control settings are on the left side. Right side you get volume tuning, and then Bluetooth and voice commands. Now this also has steering wheel mounted paddle shifters. And then taking a look at the gauge cluster, left side miles per hour and fuel, right side tach and engine temperature. And then you can also scroll through a little bit of information within that right side of the screen. The navigation or the map is always going to be fixed, which I think is a nice feature to have. Not a ton of info, but you can quickly go through that. And then this also has a head-up display. It just shows miles per hour and the speed limit sign. Now left side, all the headlight adjustments. There's one air vent. The entire dash is covered in leather. And for this 24-year model, we do have what I'll say is the older technology. We have the separate screens, not the one continuous screen. Maybe at some point they will update that. But for this screen, very easy to use. Home screen, you have several widgets that you can scroll through, just depending on what you'd like to see. And then on the left side, you have all these shortcuts to get into. Now underneath car, you have a lot more info that you can go into, like your driver information. You can go all the way back to vehicle status, different settings. So this is how you can configure everything within this vehicle to set it up the way that you would like to. You have driver profiles, owner's manual, and then you can even get into Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Now there's also a shortcut to the intelligent safety, so you can go through all of the safety features and set those up the way that you would like to. And then there's also another LCD screen for all of your climates. We have fan speed, temperature. You even have some different settings that you can get into, so you can synchronize everything and go through all of that. This does have heated seats. We have the rest of the AC and recirc adjustments. Power and volume for the radio and tuning, as well as all of the presets, are right in the middle. And then if we open up this wood trim piece, wireless charging in the back with accessories, with auxiliaries and 2 cup holders. And then these are all the controls I was using for that screen. So if you don't want to use it as a touchscreen system, you can quickly go through that. Let's put this into reverse now, where we have that 360 camera system. This has automatic parking as well as the backup assistance. And we also have that 3D view. So you can use the gesture control or just push on these points and you can see around the entire vehicle. There's also another top-down view. And when we put it into drive and then push this button right here, that gives you the full forward-facing camera. Now, if we go over to the left, you can shift using the shifter or the paddle shifters, and then park is on the back. Now on this left side as well, there's traction control, parking sensors, engine start-stop feature, and then the different driving modes. There's a few in sport, one in comfort, a few in eco. There's also an adaptive setting too. Now the e-brake is also in the back. You have plenty of room in the armrest there. And then the glove box also provides additional space. Dome lights are up top along with the controls for the sunshades. And as far as visibility goes, it's pretty easy to see over both sides. Even with that sunshade up, you can easily look over the left. And from second gear, here we go. As we come around a turn, it's so planted and the shifts are so quick. This is a good 8-speed transmission for this BMW, and the steering is also super direct, which is nice. It feels like you're in a sports car, but obviously we have a little bit more length to it than a traditional sports car. And just like that, back up to speed. It is so comfortable to drive. I'm a huge fan of BMWs. I do get to review a lot of them, so I have a lot of seat time behind the wheel. And this drives very similar to the rest of the lineup. They're all going to have something a little bit similar, of course. But this, I will say, is the ultimate grand touring style vehicle. Realistically, fitting 4 people. If you have a 5th, you could do it. But if you want a little bit more space in the back, 4 people, it's going to be doable and it's going to be an enjoyable ride. Let's do one more acceleration from 3rd gear. It is so quick, so smooth. Seats are also incredibly comfortable. I like the lateral support that they have to offer. And so that's just going to add to the drivability of this. Brakes do a great job. It has a pretty tight turnaround, which is nice. And then in just normal automatic, even in sport mode, those shifts are super quick. So it's nice you can drive this a few different ways just depending on what you are doing for the day. Once again, huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Northlake for providing this Gran Coupe for me today. Check out their website, that link is down in the description. Give this video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.